Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're here today. We have a couple of things to talk about. First, little shout out. I want to give a little shout out to the TPM store that we got going on. TPM store. What is it, Tiller? Do you remember
TPMLLC store.com.
Yeah, so you guys could go check that out. We've been adding things over the last week or so. A couple of new products, but yeah, we're gonna be getting into the news today. We're gonna be there's comeuppings about Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Apparently, might have a rematch for a very hefty price tag in Saudi Arabia. So
That would be amazing.
yeah, we're gonna talk about that. There's a lot of issues going on in the Middle East that we could get into, and
Minor disturbances.
some minor disturbances. And apparently, Bashar al-Assad has fled Syria, and there's rumors that his plane was shot down. So we'll look into that, and yeah, we'll hit it off. Tiller, how are
Sorry,
you?
was that rude of me?
No,
How are
no.
you doing, guys?
How's it going?
I shouldn't be rooting for things like that, but I'm great, man. How are we all doing? Getting ready for this season. It's been unseasonably warm right now, but I mean in Michigan, unseasonably warm is kind of the standard around this time of year.
Yeah.
And I got a little Dahlia down at my feet I'm keeping an eye on.
And we got Ian here. Hello, Ian.
Hello.
I don't know if Toby is here.
Kinda, yeah. He's in the background.
Kind of, and hear her in the background. All right, so let's jump it off with this story that allegedly Saudi Arabia is offering Mike Tyson and Jake Paul some money to have a rematch.
Yep.
Do it. That's what I say. I mean, pussy if you don't.
Here, I'll put up the story.
Because
I mean,
now, here's what I want to know: is it going to be like Saudi Arabia is going to be like, we're going to make sure that it's not scripted? Is that Saudi Arabia's like angle on this, or are they coming at this like I just want to see that because it was disappointing, and I want to watch someone get knocked the fuck out. Don't repeat what Daddy says, Dahlia.
So there's a story right here where could you pull up a link, Tiller? Because
A link on Saudi Arabia, I'd have to type it in, but I could find one real quick.
I'll send you the link. I just my computer's
Yeah,
acting
sure.
up.
Where's that?
Yeah, you pull one up.
Me pull one up? Okay.
My computer's acting up right now. I'm trying to get the whatchamacallit, the stream, and the it's just too much for this one. That's why I was wondering if you were gonna pull the streamer, because I can't be pulling up articles.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think that if they had a rematch, though, you think that Mike Tyson could beat Jake Paul the second time around?
If he can get it in early. If he can get a nice, really good, clean, like, hit. Like a haymaker, like night, it's over kind of thing. Then, yeah, if he can finish him right in the beginning. Because a lot of people commented that he started to look a little winded at the end. Let's go with what do you think? Essentially Sports or Marca would be a better link.
Essentially sports. Throw it up.
All right. There you are. So yeah, all about it. Mike Tyson, nearing 60, fighting someone half his age, Uh, we all know we duked it out in November.
Here, let me. Yeah, roll back up. I'll read it out.
Ooh, too far. Yep.
As Tyson 58 and Paul 27 stood across each other in November, they came in with an understanding of the modified rules and use of heavier 14-ounce gloves. Unfortunately, Iron Mike lost the fight on the judges' scorecard, 80-72, 79-73 twice. By the end of Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, several fans left the AT&T Stadium. So, essentially, here, scroll down. Oh, right there. Okay, I'm sorry, the quote. FTTV Boxing reported Turkey Alaski offers Mike Tyson $700 million to fight Jake Paul again and win by a 3-minute knockout in a rematch. Stating Jake Paul is a joke, I'm giving Mike Tyson $700 million if he agrees to fight Jake Paul this time in a real fight and wins by KO in a maximum of 3 minutes. So they're going to just have them duke it out for 3 minutes straight. I don't think...
Which is a lot of time in fight time.
Yeah, I don't think Tyson could go a whole 3-minute round like that.
Yeah. That's a lot. Especially, like, I'm over 30. 3 minutes straight in a fight sounds like a lot for me. You know?
Yeah.
Not that I'm a professional fighter by any means, but that's too long. I don't really... If a fight lasts that long, like, they're just... That means that they're so even matched, which I don't think is the case. The fact that the last fight went the way it did is... almost evidence that it was somewhat scripted, you know? Like, I mean, maybe Jake Paul does have some, standing to his skill. I don't know.
Did you watch those the compilations of, like, Tyson holding his punches?
I've seen a few of them. I don't know if you sent any to the Discord or not.
Yeah, I think it was definitely staged. I mean, Tyson was holding back for the whole fucking thing. Tyson ain't going a whole fucking 3 minutes and then another 3 minutes and then he was winded after the fucking second round. And that was 6 minutes he did a bout with fucking with Jake Paul and he didn't do it. Like, I don't understand.
He tried and he connected just right. He could do it in under a minute, maybe under 2.
But he didn't do it the last time. But then there's also the argument that it was staged. And that's basically what the guy's saying. He's like, yo, I'll give you $700 million. You come and have a real fight in Saudi Arabia.
No.
It's basically...
Well, if you look at his training videos, too, like, you look at his training videos and there is a big fucking difference.
Mm-hmm. He looked like he could have potentially had it.
Yeah.
Everybody that I asked that watched his training videos, they were all saying Jake Paul's gonna lose, Mike Tyson's gonna win, this and that. And it's like, when push came to shove, when the game actually was on, it's like Tyson underperformed miserably. Yeah. So that was very upsetting. Mike Tyson
really good question though.
Huh?
Do you guys fight Jake
Whoa.
Paul for $700 million?
You just say Fike?
I did say Fike.
I knew you were thinking.
Would you square up with a ficus tree for $700 million? I would.
Would I square up with a ficus tree?
Yeah, you have to chop it down with the edge of your hand like you're Jimi Hendrix.
Now, is this the type of ficus tree that tells me that my God is burning and boiling excrement in hell?
Yeah.
Fuck that ficus tree.
Fuck that ficus tree.
No, I don't actually have a dog in the fight. You know I don't really believe in any of that. I believe in God. I don't believe in Jesus, though. I don't know if we want to go off on that tangent.
I don't know. we could probably segue from that to the
Yeah,
Middle East in some
let's
way,
just
shape, or form.
let's just so Saudi Arabia is offering X amount
Yeah.
of money for Mike Tyson to fight. And speaking of the Middle East,
Speaking of the Middle East,
Bashar here let's throw out on this article now. Bashar al-Assad is not in power anymore, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you guys are happy with that, if you're not happy with that, but Bashar al-Assad is no longer in power in Syria.
The guy was a
Well,
dictator.
So
It
how
is,
do you guys feel about this situation?
I think it was just kind of weird. It was the first time I watched a conflict in like real time. Just sitting eating chili last night while war, in Syria came to a conclusion. They hung the dude's cousin from a crane.
What?
It's wild.
Who?
Assad's cousin, he didn't make it out apparently, and they hung him from.
Oh,
a crane.
I didn't catch
Someone
that.
told me they seen a video of it. I don't have a link for it. I didn't go looking for it. I just know what I heard. If they claim the video exists, it must be able to be found somewhere. And I encourage our listeners not to do that.
To your point, like, I was sleeping, bro, and I woke up and Syria was no longer Syria. I was like, whoa, that was quick.
Yep.
So there's alleged there's allegations being made that the plane that Bashar al-Assad was on was shot down. I'm not hearing any official confirmations of that though.
So, like I said earlier today on several different Discord servers and several other days prior, I'm not a fan of violence and stuff like that. I'm not an advocate for it. But sometimes Filter wrote one and only one good song, and I said, "Hey man, nice shot." That's all I got to say on that.
How do you guys feel about the new leaders of Syria now?
I really do not know a damn thing about them.
So now it's
like don't know much about him at all.
It's a group of Sufi Islamist groups, like basically like Al Qaeda adjacent, but they're kind of beefing with Al Qaeda too.
Okay.
So they're officially the new power player in Syria, and this also comes on the heels of So I don't know if you guys know this either, but starting on the 7th of December, Israel started launching a offensive into the Golan Heights, and that's really what culminated in Bashar al-Assad fleeing, because Syria was starting to make an advance from the Golan Heights into the southern portion of Syria, which is where most of our bases are. Most of our air bases are in southern Syria. So Israel started pushing in there, and as soon as that started happening, the Bashar al-Assad was like, "Fuck this, I'm out," and he jumped on a plane and started heading over to Russia. What do you think about the with Syria falling? Do we have a more positive outlook of the situation in the Middle East, or a more negative outlook of the situation in the Middle East?
That's so hard to say, to be honest with you. Like, I think there's a lot of potential for it to just go really poorly. And I mean, you just got to kind of be hopeful, but I just have a bad feeling that, the next, and maybe it just might be somebody the CIA goes and puts in place,
This could all end just right here. Or it could be a domino effect where Iran becomes more emboldened, or Hezbollah becomes more emboldened. We don't really... I mean, on face value, it's good when you have a dictator that gets overthrown. But but you see what happened in Libya. We basically overthrew Gaddafi, and then slave trade came back in the modern day. So it's like...
Oh, it was like this. There was some I found. There's a guy, Craig Murray. He posted on Twitter about this, saying, the so-called Syrian rebels are a creation of the U.S., funded, armed, supported to destabilize Damascus and disrupt the regional stability. This isn't a revolution, it's a foreign interference.
I mean,
Which I do not think it is. I think it's, personally, I think it's another proxy war. Like, it's another, enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of situation, perhaps. Where we may give them a little weaponry or some shit like that, but I wouldn't say we're really funding them.
I think it's more like a Mujahideen type of situation.
Yeah.
Where we were funding to the extent like the Mujahideen.
Yeah, we were giving them weaponry, we were giving them food, clothing, make sure that they were good. We were giving them supplies, but we weren't giving them, like, money or anything like that.
Yeah, and we definitely weren't. I would definitely make the argument that we have actual boots on the ground in Ukraine under like paramilitary type of organizations or like legit mercenary type of people. But
Right.
as far as like Syria goes, I like we definitely were.
No U.S. troops are there.
Yeah.
Not even mercenaries.
Well, we had troops there, but just not working with those guys.
Yeah.
So those guys are basically Al Qaeda adjacent. They fight with Al Qaeda. So it's definitely a weird situation in the Middle East.
It is.
You got power vacuums left and right. You got that's why I'm saying it's like, is it always a good thing to overthrow these dictators? Like Saddam Hussein kept people in check in Iraq. Muhammad Mubarak, well, what's his name? Mubarak Hosni or whatever his name was, kept things in check in Egypt. And Gaddafi with Libya, like granted, these people are bad, but like the things that come out of them.
Hitler bad. Pol Pot worse.
Pol Pot.
Immeasurably.
Well, when we got rid of Hitler, it kind of resulted in something half good, which was Western Germany.
Yeah.
Until
I mean,
But
the fucking
the Holland Dahmer though.
Yeah, well, resulted in Poland.
Yeah, yep.
Poland's a great country.
We do love the Polish. We especially love kielbasa. So speaking of Syria and all that, a good question for the group here. Do you think that all these Syrian refugees in other countries, once the smoke has settled a little bit, it's still like a hot conflict zone? But once that's settled, do you think these refugees should, head back home?
Should or will?
Answer both questions if you're feeling squirrely.
Should, yes, they should. Will they? Probably not.
Probably not. It's like you've seen this video, actually.
Here, I'll pull it up.
I'm sure. Yeah, pull it up. Let me know when you're ready.
Go ahead.
What's going on here? What's this all about?
So for the past few decades we've been under constant oppression by Bashar al-Assad, the dictator of Syria.
Yeah.
He's been imprisoning civilians, he's been murdering, torturing, massacring everybody left and right.
Alright.
So since this morning, since 2 a.m. we've reclaimed Damascus being the capital of Syria.
Yeah, I understand.
So the entire country is free now.
So you're free now?
We are free now.
So finally. So now does that mean all you go back to Syria now?
The economic situation isn't correct.
Huh.
Okay. So it's economic reasons. You're in Ireland, economic reasons.
We hope we can go back. We wish we
Well,
can go back.
I'm sure you can go back now that you're free from
Finally.
occupation or whatever dictatorship. Take care. There you go. Syria is free from the war. They can
So,
go back to
hold
Syria
on.
now.
So, let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys know about the replacement theory?
Hit me with it.
So how like there's the shadowy corrupt organization, or the people that be, or the deep state, or whatever you want to call them, that want to and bring in like minority people to replace the white populations of certain countries. I'm not saying
Didn't New York Times write an article about how the deep state exists and it's a good thing?
Well, let me. So yeah, they did.
They did.
So, what does this video show us? Is that Islam is encroaching a lot into a lot of these countries, and they are starting to take a majority. Like if you look at France, France is basically majority Muslim at this point.
Pretty much.
So it begs the point to what this guy was saying. Now that things are better in your country, I don't want to be xenophobic or anything, but are you going to go back? You think that they should? You guys think that they should or shouldn't?
I'm fine with them staying if they've made a decent business and and they're doing all right and then contributing to the society. They have legal citizenship. They're doing everything right. They're not felonious and acting barbaric. They're not, yada 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 yada. Sure,
also, those who are those who are here on asylum need to go back because that's the thing.
Absolutely.
You're here on asylum.
Absolutely. Literally the second the smoke clears, within 24 hours, absolutely out. Absolutely out.
And not for nothing, when
time to pack up their shit and go. That's it. Be human, but the door's here.
And if America doesn't want to live in this constant situation where they're always looking over their shoulder, it's probably better off that we send people they're only here for asylum. They send them back because all these other countries are facing brain drain. Syria will never be a first world country because there's nobody in Syria that knows enough to do the things that would make
that's the thing, was once you look at history. Once you look at history of things like, what Stalin did with his purges, Pol Pot did with his purges, you look at those examples and you're like, oh, okay, it's just a brain drain, and now because of that, irony came back and bit you in the ass.
I had to keep going.
I think the perfect example is India. Look at all the people that are of Indian descent in America. Absolutely. They're all doctors, engineers, and then you look at the country of India. It's like people take baths in the same river that they take poops in.
Exactly, bro. All of their doctors and scientists and brilliant people came to America, went to the UK, and now 90% of their population needs to be reminded of the rule. No, you wipe your ass with your left hand, bare, and you eat with your right hand. You shake with your right hand because you wipe your ass with your left.
And it's incredible. And they have nuclear weapons too. They have nuclear technology. They could be a first world country with the amount of people that they have.
Bro. Especially with the determination of some Indian, there's maybe one person in the Discord voice chat right now that might have received an Indian man online flirting with them. But with the determination that those guys have just to try to get their wiener wet, bro, if they just channeled that into getting their country out of poverty and... imagine
it reminds me of the joke.
Do if they weren't trying to screw everyone over.
It reminds me of the fucking Gabriel Iglesias joke of how Mexicans and Indian people are similar. Both hardworking, both one loves non-bread, the other one likes tortillas.
Yeah.
They love cows. Mexicans love barbecues. The most popular drink in Mexico is Fanta. The most popular drink in India is Fanta.
You guys never heard of Vimto, did you?
Vimto. I had no idea what the hell Vimto was.
No.
Until you said it.
I have no idea what the hell that is.
Yeah, it's like a British drink that you could only apparently get in Britain. And we have somebody in the chat named Vimto, and I was like, hey.
I really dig those those Japanese sodas that you gotta pop the marble in.
Oh yeah,
Those are pretty neat. I like those. They're pretty good.
I remember the
Yep.
first time I had them, I spent like an hour trying to figure out how the fuck do I open it. Like, no, I'm legitimately. I spent an hour. Like,
I'm
what the
right.
fuck?
I was right there with you, bro. Like, I spent like probably a good half hour, 45 minutes trying to figure this out. I gave it to Toby. I was like, "Can you open this for me?"
and, and I think I did. I was doing it the right way too. I put the thing on top of the thing, and I was like
Yep.
pushing it, but like it just apparently you have to like hit it.
Yeah, you have to fucking put it on a table and put your weight into it.
Oh, speaking of which, this is becoming this is becoming a tradition. Tiller, would you be able to pull up that YouTube video that we play every week?
Oh yes.
Yes, that's right.
And then we'll just continue as we wait for you to pull it up. Yeah, so shit's going down in the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
We got troops.
What's the name of the video again? Joey Diaz what?
Good Morning America.
Good morning, America.
Oh. Good morning, Vietnam. Oh, that's
I wanna-
on YouTube.
I want to see what Iran is going to say about all this.
Oh man. There. Now I'm going to open YouTube up and do this
Yeah,
correctly.
'cause that's the thing is, Mr. Dictator there was in alliance with Iran, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's sweating right now.
Uh-huh. And he's currently seeking asylum in Russia.
Assad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which has got me going, Putin, what the hell are you doing?
Oh, I'm always wondering that. You guys ready for this?
Yep.
Hold up. I'm pulling it up. Go ahead.
I understand and wish to
Anyway,
proceed.
have a great weekend. And let me tell you something.
I love this
Anyway.
favorite part coming up right here.
Mm-hmm.
Quick 2-second nap. Good morning.
Get up, cocksuckers. It's all over. Listen, we had a rough couple of months. Fucking Katrina's cousin Maria. The other one, Puerto Rico, Houston, fucking Florida. Listen, it's been tough up to now. The earthquake in Mexico. The White House, whoever the fuck is going on. But it don't matter. They want to shoot. It's time for us to fucking shoot, cocksuckers. They want to get down and dirty. Don't forget who the fuck we are. You understand me? We're the baddest motherfuckers out there. You send a message to that fucking North Korean. He's gonna be sniffing my dick and sucking my asshole. That's the focus. We're going to North Korea in like a year. It's gonna be an island. It's gonna glow in the dark. You know why? Because we're Americans, cocksuckers. Who the fuck do you think you're dealing with? Stop with the gun control. They're selling more guns than ever the last 3 days.
Oh, poor little
Stop
girl, I
with the
can't.
fucking whining. Stop with the Russians on Facebook. I don't give a fuck. Worry about yourself. Keep your eyes open and get the fuck off Snapchat and fucking Twitter, cocksucker. Stay black.
Somebody should send that to Bashar al-Assad.
When you have to apologize for going to chow without
I'm
the
sorry, but I gotta stop before the next video starts, Dahlia. I know Mom picked a really bad time to just hand you off to me.
So, we got that going on. All these people want to stay in their country of asylum after they seek asylum, even though Bashar al-Assad is now overthrown.
Anchor, just
I don't know if you've seen this yet, but
Sure.
Trump has pledged to abolish birthright citizenship on day one.
come.
So, yeah, so we got day one birthright citizenship will be revoked. He said children of illegal immigrants upon returning to office, they're basically it's going to be revoked. This policy aims to include deporting families mixed with immigration status, avoiding family separations at the border, The proposal has sparked a legal debate regarding the interpretation of the 14th Amendment, which currently grants citizenship to anyone born on U.S. soil. How do you guys feel Trump will be able to handle that hurdle?
There's going to be a lot of people bitching and complaining about, oh, well, you know, there's going to be people that are coming in here and then their children are going to be, they deserve the right to be a U.S. citizen. Okay, well, then you're complaining about them being separated when their parents get sent back and they're technically a U.S. citizen, so they get to stay. But now there's nobody here to take care of them.
That because it's ridiculous.
So what do you want?
Action?
Well, if we can, through executive action. I was going to do it through executive.
I'm trying to get this. What happened?
I just want peace.
Oh, here. So I just pulled up this new story that Trump pledged to abolish birthright citizenship on day one. However, there are potential problems which grants citizenship to anyone born on U.S. soil. So basically, if a pregnant chick jumps over the border, pops a squat, and drops a baby out, she now has an anchor baby to becoming a U.S. citizen, which is fucking crazy to me.
You have to be able to provide evidence that the child was born on U.S. soil, though, so you legally be in the country and go to a hospital.
Well, popping a baby out, wouldn't that be like evidence?
Well, not
Evidence of a baby. But
there's
not
evidence
where the
that you have a
born.
baby, but there's no evidence where that baby was born.
Well,
There's no
what I'm
documentation.
saying, like, if they jump over the border, pop out the baby, then like the border guards pick her up, and like the fucking umbilical cord's still attached. It's like, oh,
Well, they don't know that she may have fucking popped that umbilical cord on the other side and then
Facts.
popped the fence.
facts. They don't know, so
They don't know that.
So they can't make the determination yes or no either way.
The only way that it legally qualifies as a U.S. citizen is if the baby is born in a hospital in the United States.
Yep.
Got it.
Documentation.
So there we have. That's ridiculous. If you guys, I don't know what you guys' opinion on that is, but I think that there's an emotional aspect to this, and I think there's a realistic aspect to this. And I think the emotional aspect is it's fucked up to send children back, and some of them aren't even children anymore. Some of them are grown adults at this point.
Yep.
But that's the emotional aspect. But the realistic aspect is, I mean, it's codified in the 14th Amendment, though, right?
Yeah.
It could just be like when we revoked, or when we changed the smoking laws, where everybody was kind of grandfathered in for a bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say there could be like grandfathering laws where, okay, if you were born in the country between this time and this time, you're fine. But after this point, if you're born in this country and you're born to an illegal, then guess what? You're going back.
Yeah, I think that's a better route to take.
Yeah.
So
They're adults and already in the economy.
yeah, so Trump said he would only abolish birthright citizenship. That's separate from the case of him deporting illegal immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
So he's still going to deport illegal immigrants, however, but the act of him abolishing the birthright citizenship isn't necessarily for him to deport children or anything or things like that, just to like the future and like going forward. But then this raises a question with the 14th Amendment. We would have to have a constitutional amendment or a convention of the states for this to take place. I don't know where it stands right now, what the current state legislators are, but I know that the Republicans have taken majority of the governorships. I believe it's 28 governors. How you doing, Dilla?
Question.
What's up?
No, I was just saying that's a good question. I don't know. I'm just reading at the moment our involvement in Syria. Basically, we've been involved since 2014.
Alex Jones is
Probably even
claiming.
longer.
Alex Jones is claiming World War III just started.
Yeah. Yep, they decided to launch a massive destabilization campaign before Trump takes office in 42 days. I mean, I could pull. Do you want to listen to what the man has to say right now?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
A reason is needed, a pretext. The reason is Russia's alleged involvement in the Romanian elections in a hostile manner. Romania will announce, obviously on U.S. orders, its involvement in the conflict alongside Ukraine in order to ostensibly defend its democracy threatened by the tainted elections. That's their cover for setting up a dictatorship. Oh, because we're in a war now. That's why we did it. Same thing with Zelensky. The Russians will probably retaliate violently, and NATO on Biden's orders will come to Romania's aid, with troops already stationed in Romania. The conflict becomes global through NATO's involvement, and therefore the U.S. declares war on Russia. The Biden administration declares the establishment of a state of war and the suspension of certain democratic rights, including the natural course of the outcome of the presidential elections. Trump will no longer be named president of the United States, and by virtue of the state of war,
Here, post this up real quick.
And his entire staff.
Sure.
What is happening in Romania
Post
is
what
not
up?
only a preview of what will
Pause it.
happen throughout Europe, but also what will
pause
happen in
it.
the USA, the establishment of a neo-fascist regime.
So you guys have been keeping up with what's happening in Georgia? Not the state, but the country?
Yeah.
I can pull something up too.
So I don't know if you guys remember back in, I think it was 2012 or 2014, Russia invaded South Ossetia, Georgia. It was now we come all the way back to today, and we have the protest happening in Georgia over NATO ascension of Georgia, and I'm just sitting over here. It's like we got Ukraine, and the whole thing happening with Ukraine is the whole NATO thing, and the whole thing happening with Georgia is the whole NATO thing. It's like we are pushing Russia to a point where it's like we're gonna get ourselves into a really hot war with Russia, and if that's what we want, then fuck it. But if that's not what we want, why are we doing this?
It's not what I want.
I don't think that's what any of us wants. Like Bashar al-Assad, that's one thing. The dude didn't have nukes. You know what I'm saying? But Russia is a different story.
This right here just makes me think of Darude Sandstorm.
Right.
How do you guys feel about the destabilizations happening across the world at this point?
It's really unfortunate that my daughter was born just a year before World War III started.
What about you, Ian?
I think that the tension of the world over the past fucking 80 years has just been slowly building due to one country doing one thing that pisses off another, and then this country doing one thing that pisses off this country, and then two countries do one thing that pisses off all these countries, and yada yada, so on and so forth. And
what do you guys think of NATO expanding into Ukraine and Georgia? Do you think that we should be doing that? What do you guys think?
I don't think we need to be involved with NATO anymore, just at all, period. I'd just be done with it. We had no reason. Before all this BS with Ukraine, we had no reason to be in NATO. If we weren't in NATO anymore, the whole, Ukraine, Russia thing would have just been Russia saying, hey, we're taking you back, and you know that you are undermanned and undergunned, so just surrender. And it not having American money to back it anymore, it would have had no choice but to surrender. And this would all be over.
Christmas Day 1991 is when we should have disbanded NATO.
Yeah. After the fall. Yeah, absolutely. And we should have just maintained whatever military alliance that we needed to maintain, whether it be with the United Kingdom, France, Spain, Germany, Poland. We could have maintained a very close relationship with Poland. Like, what's the problem? Like, there's no problem with that. I mean, Poland was a former Soviet state, but they have Poland today is an amazing country. I don't know if we have any Polish listeners, but Poland is an amazing country.
Once they got democracy and they got the ability to vote for their own freedoms and their own rights and shit like that, that fucking place flourished.
I do have to say real quick, that this little word right here, I appreciate the tit and the tushy on my wife, the tit tushki. I appreciate my wife's tit tushkis.
What,
right,
the blissy?
Right in the bussy.
The blissy.
Bussy.
So you guys agree with me? I haven't said my position, but I guess that's a disclaimer. You guys agree with me that NATO shouldn't be pushing into Ukraine, into Georgia?
Oh yeah, absolutely. No. NATO should have been done. NATO should have been toast. But yeah, even in the world where NATO exists, it should be backing off of Russia, not encroaching upon. I do love this little meme right here. Uprising in Georgia, war in Gaza, ceasefire on the verge of collapse, possible impeachment, French government overthrown, civil war, conflict intensifying. Meanwhile, California is still counting votes. Jesus.
No, that's I just thought about this. We got the elections squared away pretty fucking quick this year, huh?
Yeah. Considering that California is still counting their votes.
Fuck California.
Bro?
It don't matter.
California.
Listener, if you're from California, I want you to listen real closely. I appreciate you. Get the fuck out of that nasty state, bro.
Yeah.
That whole state has AIDS, I swear. Except for you,
hey,
listener.
Listen, I'm from New York, and I'm gonna say fuck New York too.
Hey, you know what? That's a little rough right there.
There's a lot of conservatives in California, not for nothing. A lot of the state is red, except for you got Long Beach, LA, San Diego, all those San Francisco. How could I forget? Actually,
that's the big one.
Is San Diego a blue city? I remember hearing something.
It needs to be, but it is.
Probably is a blue city. What am I saying?
Yeah. So did you guys know that Obama is not the only Nobel Peace Prize holder to bomb another prize holder?
Who else?
Shocker.
Henry Kissinger here. Before Obama, Kissinger, who received a Peace Prize for some reason. The Vietnam ceasefire. Yeah. Anyways, he bombed areas that hit Red Cross facilities. But yeah, I love that. Well, I hate it actually, but Obama getting a Nobel Peace Prize for bombing children in Syria, that's something.
You know what's funny? We should actually talk about this. I was watching last night with my homegirl. I was watching American Gangster. And it showed in the movie when the fall of Saigon happened. That's when the smuggling stopped. This is how it all went down. George H.W. Bush was the CIA director in 1971. He was overseeing the end game of Vietnam and Cambodia and Laos, and the drug smuggling from those countries in the caskets using the airline Air America back into the United States. And that's what caused the fucking heroin epidemic. And the same thing goes with the south of the border with the drug cartels and the cocaine and the crack. Why do you look like you're on crack right now, man? What the fuck?
Who, me?
Yeah, your eyes were mad wide. I'm just joking. Yeah, but you just brought that up, so I had to throw that in there.
400 children. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to what I was pulling up, but drone strikes between 2004 and 2011 took the lives of at least 168 children. At least.
At least?
At least. It's right here. The Bureau of Investigative Journalism suggests that at least 168 children were killed in Pakistan from drone strikes between 2:04 and 2:11, with the understanding that these numbers might not cover all incidents or regions where drone strikes occurred during Obama's full term. This number down here is about 400.
Remember when Obama drone struck a U.S. citizen who was also a child?
I do recall.
And they say Obama never did nothing.
Yeah. He
Nothing bad.
Something. So I was working with somebody once, and they said, sarcastically, can't we just go back to blaming Obama and everything? And I poked my head out, and I was like, yeah, we can.
Pretty much.
I could go down a big list. I mean, the most obvious one was the ATF Fast and Furious gun running scandal.
Wild theory of mine. Are you guys ready?
Sure, go for it.
So, there's small brain, not knowing who the big guy, the 10%, was for. Mini brain, average brain, thinking that the 10% was Joe Biden. Galaxy brain, thinking that the 10% was actually for Obama. And then Omega Galaxy brain, the 10% was actually the big guy, is actually Michelle Obama.
Could be. Could be Mike Obama.
Big Mike.
Big Mike.
So yeah. Silly business.
So that was the only scandal. The gun running.
Yeah, scandal. I mean, shoo.
I never wonder behind closed doors if Barack just hears, "Hey Barack, where you at, baby?"
Probably. He did give a crackhead. Oh, he did get a blowjob from a crackhead, I should say.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. Like,
and not for nothing, I would like to say it's Hillary Clinton, but I can't blame Hillary Clinton when her boss was Obama, because Hillary Clinton was the Secretary of State. Hillary Clinton was paid by the United Kingdom and France to overthrow Gaddafi. Ooh, I said it.
Oof.
And speaking of the Clintons,
I would also like to say that I know that Llama is not suicidal. Nor am I. Nor is Toby. Or anybody in our Discord server.
Yeah.
I've actually probably invited a few people into our Discord that may be suicidal. I mean, they play Pokemon and stuff in League of Legends, so it's likely. But
Pokemon's cool, man.
Pokemon's cool, but League of Legends will actually make you suicidal.
Bro, everybody knows that Dota's better than League of Legends.
I won't argue that. They're probably both just trash.
Yeah, no, they are both just trash, but Dota is better than LOL.
Shout out to our Discord server, by the way.
Let me throw a little shout out to the...
Drop the Rumble link into the general server, bro.
Into the comments, chats?
Just throw it right in general. But that too, the Discord link into the comment section, which I can do, and then put the video link in the general for Discord. The @ link. Good job, Toby. Proud of you.
So what do we got up on the agenda over here?
Oh, are we talking about the gay agenda, or...
Nah, just...
Do we have any involvement with the gay agenda, guys? Do we have any...
No. No, we don't do
Okay.
that.
I was slightly concerned for 2 minutes.
So we got just to recap, we got shit popping off in Georgia. We got shit popping off in Ukraine. We got shit popping off in Syria. We got shit popping off in all the fucking Middle East. Russia's getting antsy. We're getting antsy. Donald Trump just needs a couple more days to get into office. God damn, we are so close to fuckery.
Yeah.
So close to fucking around finding out.
Well, good thing that I got a bunch of military gear.
Yeah, I've been prepping myself, considering that I'm over here in Long Island. Fucking, the good thing about that though is everybody over here knows how to drive a boat. I know how to drive a boat. Everybody has a boat. I don't have a boat, but I could easily get a boat.
Kind of sucks for me because I'm in the Great Lakes state and I don't like swimming.
Oh, swimming's fun.
I hate it.
You gotta be buoyant. You just lay there on your back, just float.
I can do that. It's just, I'm a thin bastard, so I freeze easily.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
That's a bitch.
It's like Jack.
The point I just made.
Would you? Let me ask you a question, Ian. Would you have?
Hang on, I got two of you talking to me at the same time.
Would you have?
Physically, it's literally impossible. You have to have the buoyancy from the fat in order to actually be able to swim.
You also have
monkeys can't swim.
your lungs also create buoyancy.
This is true.
Would you? Well, let me ask you a question. If you were on the Titanic, would you have kicked Rose off the boat, off the table, because the door? She looked a little more hefty.
Honestly, I probably would have been dead before I even got that chance.
Yeah, you don't think you would have been on like the end of the boat and just like, all right, that's it, boys, we're going down.
No, I mean, I probably would have been on the fucking stern of that boat till the end, going, I ain't getting in that fucking water until I have to.
Like, we could delay this for another 60 seconds.
From all that water, though.
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing that would suck is I know, because I know physics.
Water.
When that fucking thing is going down, it's gonna suck you under.
Yeah, it would in fact suck. That's literally what would happen. That's what I said.
That's one part about it that would suck.
Ah, damn. Which one of the guys on the Titanic do you think you guys would have been?
Probably the cook that just drank himself into warmth.
It's a good one, yeah.
Who do you think you would have been, Tiller?
Probably the same thing, quite literally.
Would have been
him and me, chef and sous chef, hanging out on the same
just hanging out on a fucking floating chair, some shit, bearing a flask.
Over, using one of the legs at the door.
I'd have been the orchestra player, hanging on to the fucking, hanging on to the bass.
Yeah.
Just floating. The bass I could probably float on. I could probably get fully on the bass and float on it. Bases are big.
And speaking of which, fun fact for those who didn't know, in the movie, when Rose looks over, when they're on the end, and Rose looks over to the one guy that's all in white, and he's just sitting there and he looks kind of shit-faced, that's the cook.
There we go. Cook made it out.
Yep. So they decided to add him in the film because, hey, he's a real guy. He actually survived, so fuck it.
Wait, when the ship is going down... he survived... Yeah. Okay, at the end... Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I would have survived all that. What do we got?
Oh, that's a good question. What do we got on the whole agenda? We got
You think the president...
thing to really chat about.
What?
Oh, good. Sorry, I started thinking out loud, bro.
Do you guys think the president has the authority to pardon people for crimes not yet committed?
No. Crimes that have not been committed, no. It says it fairly clearly in the Constitution.
Okay. Right, you, Ian?
No, I do not, because, quite frankly, it's just what Tiller said. It's clear cut.
The idea of getting pardoned implies that a crime happened.
Yeah. So, what's the purpose? It's just to save people's asses at the end of the day for potentially shit going more wrong than they would expect it to be. So it's like,
So
no.
So there is a problem here, right? There is precedent. Now,
Yeah, I was gonna say actually yes, that's how this works.
there
You need a president to pardon.
when Nixon did the whole Watergate scandal, Ford pardoned Nixon for all crimes related to it. Whether he was in court for those specific crimes or not. The fact is that the crime had to have been committed whether it was found out about or not. So that's what the president is. Precedent is.
Precedent.
Let's just call it president. But yeah, so can Joe Biden pardon his son for crimes already committed but not adjudicated in court? Yes. But for crimes not yet committed, no.
But also, the motherfucker went back on his word saying that whatever the court decides, blah, 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 blah.
Can you hold somebody, could you put somebody in jail for going against their word?
I mean, it's not so much about
The question,
that.
could you put somebody in jail for lying?
No, you can't. And that's the thing, is...
I mean, in certain cases, if you lie to the court, that's contempt of court.
Yeah.
But if you're lying to the public, that's
It's a whole different matter, yeah. But as the leader-in-chief, when you say, I am not going to give my son any special treatment, and then immediately give him special treatment...
Joe Biden ain't running for office. He about to be dead in a couple of damn years anyway from old age.
I know. Well, if that even occurs, I'm pretty sure the CIA has got a fucking plan for him.
Yeah.
But...
I'm not shocked that he did it. It's fucked
annoying.
up. It's fucked up, but I do want to point out that Donald Trump did pardon Charles Kushner, so I do want to throw that out there, just to be fair to the other side.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I've already stated that Donald Trump has done many things that I disagree with.
Yeah.
But as an overall arcing character, I think we all support Donald Trump here.
Yeah, at least the man has his head screwed on straight enough to be able to run a country. Yeah.
Just a touch of integrity.
I love the wittiness, though. It's that New York, that New York wittiness.
Well, it's the fact that he's not a traditional politician.
Mm-hmm. He's not even a politician.
No, and that's the thing, is he's a businessman. He's always been a businessman, and that's how he fucking runs the country, like a business.
I remember...
And frankly, to a certain extent, that's how the company should be ran, is like a business.
Absolutely, yeah. And for those that say Trump is racist, I remember... Well, I was a very little baby at the time. But in the 1980s, Donald Trump received the Ellis Island Medal of Honor.
Mm-hmm.
Ellis Island Medal of Honor. And you know who he was standing next to? Rosa Parks and Muhammad Ali.
Oh,
this guy is the most racist guy, though. This is the
most racist piece of shit ever.
Yep. Fucking Rosa Parks must be racist. Muhammad Ali must be racist. Cassius Clay. Cassius Clay.
Just to get the fucking full quote out there of the grabber by the pussy. Everybody that doesn't know the full context of that quote, okay, what he was talking about during that interview was how women will just come up to men with a lot of money and just be complete gold diggers.
Yep.
They'll throw themselves.
He didn't say that he grabs them by the pussy. He says that women let him grab them by the pussy.
Will let you even.
Yeah. They will let anybody.
Yep. So that comment is not a reflect. I always say this to people. I say That comment is not a reflection of Donald Trump. That is a reflection of how completely out of whack some women are. Like they'll just drop to their knees when they see a man that has money. They'll be like, I'm going to throw away everything just to be with this man. Even though that this man is not going to give me anything.
Perfect example is all those YouTube videos that you see of some bitch that's admiring a dude's nice car and dude's acting like it's not his. And she's like, oh, get away from my car, and all this. And then all of a sudden the dude opens up the fucking car and she's like, oh, you want to go on a date? Well, fuck you.
Hey, we got... did we know about the airstrikes in Syria, like the U.S. or Israel? Is it Israel or U.S.?
Yeah, I did mention it before. Israel.
Today.
No, it's been going on since the 7th. Israel is the one who started doing airstrikes on Syrian positions, and then starting today, that's when the Syrian rebels took over.
Okay.
So to say that the rebels really took over is Israel's bombing Damascus.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's as of right now.
75 targets. This happened today. I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Airstrikes in Syria here. I'll share screen.
No, you're right. Because the 7th, yesterday, Israel was only targeting military targets and shit like that. As of today, they're targeting actual Damascus.
This is what I'm reading. I haven't gotten quite a link yet. He's talking to Matt Gaetz. Yeah, Trump goes to Europe to make peace. Biden bombs Syria. Yeah. Indeed conducted targeted airstrikes in central Syria, focusing on ISIS camps, operatives, and leaderships. These strikes involved multiple U.S. Air Force assets like the B-52, F-15, A-10, hitting over 75 targets. These operations aimed at preventing ISIS from taking advantage of the current political and military situation, aforementioned power vacuum, in sensitive areas where ISIS would be attempting to regroup. There is no indications of civilian casualties reported from these strikes, indicating an effort to minimize collateral damage, which is good.
I just want to point out to all the leftists.
Not given the orders, but I
want to point out to all the leftists for being good state cucks. This is what happens. The fucking U.S. was, let's do it, guys. Come on, let's fucking overthrow him. Boom, boom, boom. Right? And then once you fucking actually overthrow Assad, alright, everybody's getting it now. Fucking bomb the whole fucking thing.
Yep.
American drone strikes rated E for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So shout out to the leftists that want to support the state. Like they're not gonna fucking come for you. They're gonna fucking just the same shit they did to Alex Jones, they'll fucking do to you guys in a heartbeat. As soon as you don't become part of their fucking... As soon as you're not useful to them, you're just an Alex Jones to them. You gotta get rid of. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I feel like the deep state is just like a supercomputer that like our politicians go to and they're like, what should we do now? And the supercomputer's like, bomb Syria.
Some John Henry Eden type shit.
What should we do now? Send missiles to Ukraine. So we keep...
I think we should wipe out everybody that's inferior to us, quite frankly.
We keep running back to this conversation, apparently.
Yeah, the real issue is we can't get the current president of the United States out of office fast enough.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and give myself applause for that joke that I don't think anybody caught. That's fine. It's okay.
So I want to change up. I'll change this up right now. We'll get us off war. I don't know if you guys heard this, but Jay-Z has been accused in a civil lawsuit today of sexually assaulting a 13-year-old girl in the year 2000, with allegations that he was involved alongside Sean Diddy Combs. The lawsuit refiled from a October rape complaint against Combs, and the accuser remains anonymous, identified only as Jane Doe. There you go. You wanna? Could you? It's where is it? It should be in trending.
Oh yeah, let's check trending. If I just click here.
There you go. Jay-Z and
Damn.
Diddy. Do you guys remember Abramovich, the spirit cooker? Hillary Clinton's confidant?
I do know who you're talking about, but I don't know the name of the guy.
So Abramovich did a collab with Jay-Z on one of his songs where they were in like a art gallery, and there was like blood and fucking weird shit and like just weird shit. And I don't know if you guys know this, but Abramovich is now the envoy from America to the United States. Oh, that didn't make sense. From America to the Ukraine. So we got that. And she was the spirit cooker that I don't know if you remember the Clinton emails with John Podesta, and they were doing the spirit cookings. Abramovich was the spirit cooker.
Okay.
So there, you got all these people tied together. Fucking Jay-Z, Sean Combs, Abramovich, Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden. They probably drink baby's blood on a fucking regular basis. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I did say probably, so.
Yeah. I think it'll be alright.
So Jay-Z's looks like Jay-Z's gonna be going down for this whole thing. And what does that mean for Beyonce?
Oh man, I don't know. I got no.
There's a lot of.
Turn it all about Beyonce at the slightest. But let her go down too.
There's a lot of women that look up to Beyonce, and how could you look up to a woman that's married, that's not only married to, but has been married to, and probably knows about the comeuppings of Jay-Z and Sean Combs? Like, how could you follow that type of woman? Like, do you see, like, do you know about the conspiracy that if you don't say thank you to Beyonce at, like, the award shows, something always happens to you? And they always give, like, Amy Winehouse as, like, an example, or, like, like that time, remember when, Kanye West went on stage, and Taylor Swift was getting the award, and Kanye West was like, I'm sorry, hold on, Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift might got the award, but Beyonce had the best song. And people say that was like Kanye West trying to save Taylor Swift's life. I don't know if you guys ever heard of this conspiracy.
News to me.
News to you, alright. But with that aside, like how could people look up to a woman like that? Like, if you're gonna be in bed and be married to a man that you know has that kind of baggage with him.
Right. Like, it's questionable, and something doesn't add up there.
Do you think they're Bohemian Grove attendees?
I think she's involved. I think she knows. I think she abuses people. I don't think she
knows the nose, you knows.
I knows. And I don't think she's the one that abuses people per se. I think that she's more of like a Ghislaine Maxwell type of character. Like procurement.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys remember, if you ever seen this, but Ghislaine Maxwell did a whole TED Talk. Did you guys watch her TED Talk? Mm-hmm. She was doing a TED Talk on this organization that she started. It's called Terramar. TERRAMAR. Basically, it was an organization of basically rich people that were trying to create their own system of governance overseas. And it just all makes sense because, you know, anything happens 50 miles out from the shoreline is technically
sovereign territory.
Yeah, it's anything goes.
Yeah.
You could get away, literally you could get away with any kind of crime as long as you're in international waters.
Yeah.
Like, you might have a warship come and try to blow you up, but that's just basically... That's free game, too. They're allowed to do that also. So that's what the whole Terramar thing was. But I think Beyonce is a bigger player.
You do not touch America's boats.
Yeah, don't do that. We
Don't do that. Bad idea.
shout out to yesterday was the anniversary of Pearl Harbor and the day that we realized that we had to fuck up Japan and make one of their greatest exports Pokemon.
Yeah. Tomorrow would be the day that we declared war.
Oh, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yesterday was Pearl Harbor and tomorrow's declaration.
Yep.
We're in that in between zone.
The War of 1812 as well, and it was also the day that World War One ended, or the event that contributed to it, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, talking about World War One, it was really fucked up with bombing some of the civilian ships. Granted, for example, Britannic.
Excuse me.
The Britannic was technically carrying some armament over. However, the civilians on the ship had no idea about any of the fucking armament that was on that ship. So, does it justify for the U-boats to sink the civilian ship carrying armament, or does it not?
You're asking? Yep. I think they would be allowed to sink the ship. I mean, if you're at war, that's like the argument that... It's like the same argument that Israel and Palestine have, where you got Palestine and Hamas is launching rockets from hospitals, but meanwhile the hospital is treating actual innocent people.
Yep.
So it's like, it is what it is. When you're at war is ugly. War
is hell.
I disagree with war is hell because there's no innocent people in war. War is ugly. No, there's no innocent people in hell. Is that what I said?
Yeah, you said the opposite.
Whatever.
But
yeah.
I got you though.
So the shit is nasty. The shit is wild. Innocent people get killed. War is ridiculous. That's why we should always avoid war. That's why anyone that says that, oh yeah, let's go fucking overthrow this fucking guy. It's like, all right, well, if that's the fucking case, let me know when you're signing up, and I will gladly support you.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you're defending your land, you're defending your
oh,
home,
absolutely.
That's another thing entirely. The entirety of all the shit that I got, that's for my homestead, my property, my future. If anybody from, foreign or domestic governments decide to come fuck with me and my family, no, I'm not going to just sit there and take it. You're gonna have to come find me, motherfuckers.
Yeah, fuck all that. Fuck all that. And then we gotta fucking invade, we gotta invade Afghanistan after fucking... Not Afghanistan. We gotta invade Iraq after fucking Afghanistan knocks down our fucking buildings, dude.
No.
Just to teach everybody a fucking lesson. Like, fucking Iraq, you're fucking looking at us wrong.
Yep.
Iraq got the shit end of the stick.
Remember, we are the people that made the Japanese meet the power of the sun twice.
Bro, you want to hear how fucking bad we cucked fucking Japan, dude? Check this out. Japan, raccoons are not native to Japan, right?
Yeah.
After World War II, America's greatest export was its culture. So after World War II, what we did was we exported a cartoon. It was called Rascal the Raccoon, or Rascal the Raccoon, I think it was called. Mm-hmm. And it was an anime that was sent to Japan, and it was an American anime, And they loved this fucking cartoon so much that they imported raccoons. And if you look at fucking Japan today, they have an over-infestation of a raccoon population that they cannot control. All because America exported their culture to Japan. That's the result of World War II, motherfuckers. That's why you don't... Dude, you don't want to go to war. Because if you go to war and you lose, you might be fucking... Your favorite Pokemon... Your favorite show might be Pokemon. Fucking hell.
I mean, yeah, there's the old joke.
I mean, it kind of is.
It is.
It was for a pretty good while in my childhood.
Tentacle porn.
There you go. Now China's exporting
Japan.
tentacle... Well, Japan. Now they're doing it back to us. The fucking war is an ugly situation. And you never know. Fucking raccoon infestation as a result of a war. Awesome. I wonder what's going to happen to Ukraine. There's probably more... At this point, there's probably more raccoons in Ukraine than there are people.
Guarantee nobody's going to look at drones the same again.
Bro, that drone shit has got me fucked up. That is the most wildest shit. The drone warfare in Ukraine.
Honestly, like, if you really want to scare the shit out of somebody, just buy a bunch of cheap-ass drones and figure out how to make bombs.
I love FPV drones, and they are fucking... I'd never considered putting a bomb on one. And I still don't consider it, but that's fucking wild.
Yeah. Like, and that's the thing too, is like, it doesn't even need to be like that big of an explosion. It's just got to be enough fragmentation to disable your enemy.
And the sick shit is, you have Starlink over Ukraine, right? And you could have things like high frequency radios that you could control these drones from easily over 100 miles away.
Oh yeah. You
have repeaters, you easily could control those shits from 100 miles away. And it's like, fucking crazy.
Especially too, like, I mean, they started implementing jammer signals and stuff like that, so we're starting to find deterrents and stuff like that for the drones, but still, their success rate is still pretty high.
I know, that's the thing. It's just like the drone warfare is such a low quality type of warfare that it's so hard to fucking combat against.
Nothing to just...
Bro, I could build a drone.
A fucking couple $100 drone versus a multi-million-dollar drone.
The drones
the
drones that I could build would have like a GoPro on it and all that shit. So
yeah,
the drone that I could build you, a fucking FPV racing drone that you got the transmitters, you got the goggles, you got the camera, $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's for a high-end one. For a high-end racing one.
Now they're starting to implement the $1 million drones with these fucking cheaper drones. They're basically treating the $1 million drones as motherships.
Yeah, I remember when the war started in Ukraine. Ukraine was given a bunch of those larger drones, and basically like 6 of them got shot down. And then they started implementing the smaller swarm drones, and it's just like they just utilized, exactly like you were saying, the bigger drones. They were using it as like motherships and like recon and intelligence gathering. And they still do use the smaller FPV drones for intelligence gathering, but it's mostly fucking munitions.
Yeah, at this point.
That's fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But that just goes to show like the level of complexity that humans could fucking achieve when faced with adversity.
When one human being wants to kill another, they will figure it out.
Fucking flying drones, dude. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. And like I was saying, $1,000 for a very good quality racing drone. They could mass produce these drones for like less than $100 a pop.
Mm-hmm.
If they had 3D printing machines, bro, they could do it for less than $50 a pop.
Yeah. And that's the thing about it, is it's like it takes nothing to make these fucking things, and versus these, $1 million+ drones with, $2 million fucking munitions on them and all this stuff. It's like, what the hell are we doing here?
It's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Tiller, you looking a little tired over there, bud?
I'm literally watching the conflict in Russia and Ukraine in real time. We were talking about drones, and I was like, I better check I have an app called Live UA Map, which just tracks conflicts around the world as they happen.
Yeah.
And I was like, I better check on the map, see where the line currently is.
Did it move?
Inches at a time, friend.
Yeah. I mean, that's how
inches per
is.
body. Bodies per inch.
Yep. Swarms and assaults.
Just want to, I guess I'm going to shout out the tpmllcstore.com. You guys could go check that out. We have some new products on there. If anyone wants to, we have a video up on tpmllcstore.com. We have our authenticity video up where I open a whole box and I start opening the booster packs and I rip them and I show them the authenticity of them. You guys could go on to tpmllcstore.com and you could find the cheapest prices for Pokemon cards on the entire internet. Guaranteed. And if we don't have the cheapest prices, you let us know and we'll fucking send you a booster pack for free. If we don't have the cheapest prices on Pokemon cards.
Providing you have
specifically Pokemon cards. Yeah, you have proof and a receipt and everything. I will gladly send you a booster pack. But check out our store, tpmllcstore.com. Give us a little look-see. We also have a news website that we are trying to actively post on, tboxnews.com.
could do better, could do worse.
Yeah. And we have our website, tpmllcusa.com.
Right back to that.
So if you want to chat with us, you could join our Discord at any time.
I believe you can get right to... No, that's not how it works.
Yeah, but you could join our Discord at any time, and we have a lot of people with countering opinions to our own, who we love to engage with every single day. We love having them on. We love having them there. We love talking with them and, discussing different topics. We have one guy in the chat that's extremely well versed on dinosaurs, which I've been fucking loving for the past couple of days.
It's been so great.
Dude, I've learned so much. Apparently, so theropods, I think they're called. I'm gonna have to get fact checked by him afterwards, but they're theropods or T-Rexes, and raptors are part of the theropod family, but there's no dinosaur in all of history that outbeat the T-Rex, because it was like the apex predator in all aspects. I was like, that's pretty dope. So you get
apparently somebody took some like 3D X-rays of the T-Rex skull and stuff like that, and they were trying to guess what it actually sounded like, and what they figured out is it actually resembles very, very closely. Like, have you ever heard of the like a cassowary call?
What?
Cassowary.
I have no idea what that is.
Big ass bird.
Okay.
They're predators. They're living raptors. I'm not even shitting you. They're like.
No.
You ever seen an emu? A picture of an emu?
Yeah.
Okay, they're emu size, but they're big, bright, colorful. They have these fucking talons that look like raptor talons.
Oh, I'm looking at them now. Yeah.
I got
there you go.
Here, you want me to?
Yeah. Play a sound. Apparently, that's what they would sound like.
My ex-girlfriend. Kidding. I would.
Yeah. So we learn some interesting things like this. All right. Shut. All right.
Interesting birds.
Yeah, if you want an equivalent of modern day raptors that are still around, there you go.
They run at me, I'll run in.
These things will kill you.
kick that motherfucker in the face. Alright.
Good.
That's what a cassowary is.
Yeah, so
And
if you guys
apparently that's what a
want to,
T-Rex sounds like.
if you guys want to learn interesting facts like that, you could join our Discord. We're always having interesting conversations over there. Our Discord should
I always
be
have a good question.
our Discord should be linked at the bottom of the chat, or no, at the bottom of the video. You guys could follow that link, and it'll lead you to our Discord. So with that, thank everybody for joining us tonight. It's been a pleasure. Does anyone else have anything before we sign out?
No.
Stay safe, Godspeed.
And may the tree of liberty forever be watered. Thank you, ladies.